Today we are going to conduct the employee training for facilities that fall under the stormwater regulations. We will cover the following topics: history of stormwater pollution, why should we care about it, how do pollutants reach streams, the rivers, and the ocean, how we can control stormwater pollution at a facility, and best management practices, or BMPs, for reducing stormwater pollution. Storm drainage systems are designed to decrease the chance of flooding. The rainwater that used to be absorbed into vegetated areas is now collected and carried elsewhere. In urban areas, the storm drainage system consists of drains and underground pipes. Storm drains are normally located in streets and parking lots. In rural areas, the storm drainage system may be in the form of ditches that carry the stormwater alongside a road or a piece of property. These drainage systems are meant to carry only unpolluted stormwater. Allowing oil, antifreeze, detergents, and other materials into the storm drainage system is the same as dumping them directly into a stream or river. Sewer pipes are connected directly to your home or facility. The wastewater is led to a treatment plant. Stormwater used to be seen as a nuisance. The focus was on flow routing to reduce puddles in the streets. There was little to no regulation on what went into the storm drains. Trash and leaf debris clogged storm drains. Individuals would dump unused products or waste into storm drains. Storm drains were rarely cleaned, and large industries would discharge directly to waterways. When there is no regulation of stormwater, trash and debris can reduce flow of rivers and have devastating effects on wildlife. Birds, fish, turtles, and other wildlife get trapped in the trash. Here we see the Los Angeles River clogged by trash that has entered the storm drains. Oil and grease can form a toxic film on water surfaces that can prevent oxygen transfer and kill sea life. Oil and grease from the road enter storm drains that then enters the ocean with no treatment. Fertilizers can cause algal blooms. The large production can result in low oxygen levels that will kill fish. Uncontained algal growth will reduce the amount of light that penetrates the water surface, resulting in algal death and decomposition. This process uses remaining oxygen in the water and results in oxygen levels too low to support fish life. Sediment can cloud water, making it difficult or impossible for aquatic plants and animals to grow. Large sediment deposits can block flow of waterways. Sediment particles can also transport toxic metals that may enter into our food of wild-caught fish. Stormwater is not being protected as a resource, seeing that it becomes groundwater. It leads to streams, rivers, and ultimately the ocean. Stormwater is now part of a county Department of Environmental Health inspection process for existing facilities. New facilities must propose permanent BMPs to reduce stormwater pollution, utilizing the Water Quality Management Plan. Certain industrial facilities must sample stormwater runoff to determine if BMPs are needed, falling under the Industrial General Permit. Unfortunately, diverse sources of stormwater pollution make regulation difficult. Pollutants are able to enter waterways through uncontained or improperly cleaned spills that leave the property, through illicit dumping into the storm drains, including processed water not being contained on site, and when sediments that contain oil, grease, and metal particles leave the property. Examples of general facility best management practices include managing materials and waste to reduce stockpiling, storing hazardous materials and waste under covers or indoors, labeling all storm drains, and inspecting storm drains annually before October 1st. Controlling erosion reduces stormwater pollution. Unstabilized slopes erode and discharge silt and other sediments to storm drains. Silt from soil erosion is the biggest contributor to stormwater pollution. Be sure to stabilize bare soil areas with matting or vegetation. Control silt runoff with straw wattles, silt fences, or other erosion control devices. Controlling pH from leaving a property is important. Concrete, stucco, masonry work, and alkali soils contribute to increase in pH runoff. Reduction of runoff is possible by increasing pervious areas. Be sure to control produced masonry waste. It is important to manage hazardous and solid waste properly. Hazardous waste should be stored on secondary containment off the ground. The waste should be stored under covers or indoors. Store and handle in compliance with hazardous waste regulations and inspect hazardous waste storage areas weekly. Keep non-hazardous waste or trash areas clean and free of litter and debris. Maintain containers in good conditions. Keep trash containers closed or under cover, and also inspect trash areas weekly. Loading and unloading can also contribute to stormwater pollution. Conduct material loading in a designated area. Clean any leaks, spills, and any trash debris promptly. Have a spill response kit available and stocked, and protect any vulnerable drains during loading and unloading. In vehicle fueling areas, check for leaks and drips from hanging hardware. Use dry cleanup methods for fuel dispensing and delivery areas. Fueling areas should never be washed down unless water is collected and disposed of properly. Spill response equipment must be available and fueling should only be allowed in designated areas. Provide permanent cover over dispensers and maintain all spill containments, UDC, and spill sumps free of liquid, debris, and hazardous materials. Air and water stations are where vehicles in distress are most likely to park. Be sure to spot leaks and drips routinely to maintain the area clean. The area must never be washed down unless wash water is collected and disposed of properly. In vehicle and equipment maintenance shops, precautions should be taken to prevent spills. Spill response equipment should be available and nearby. Work and maintenance should be performed in a designated area that prevents a possible release. The area should be properly under cover, away from storm drains. Having a clarifier would be ideal if available, and have equipment maintained to avoid any buildup of any grease and oil. Vehicle washing must take place in a designated area because the washing area is plumbed to the sanitary sewer or water recovery system. The clarifier is to be cleaned regularly by a qualified contractor. Rooftops must be cleared due to rain events. Materials are not to be stored on building roofs. The rooftop must be inspected annually for buildup of debris and any other substance that might contaminate stormwater. Keep in mind that a clean roof is important for prevention of stormwater pollution. Parking areas tend to have more contamination, seeing that they tend to have a lot of traffic. They should be cleaned periodically using dry methods. Have trash cans in convenient locations to prevent littering from the public, and have materials properly stored to prevent contamination of runoff. For landscaping, use chemicals only as directed on the packaging. Be sure the chemicals are stored correctly, cleaned up correctly, applied in correct amounts, disposed of appropriately, and do not use if rain is forecasted. Do not water or irrigate landscaping after applying chemicals, and regularly clean landscaped areas of litter and debris. We hope you gathered as much of the information included in this training session. You are now prepared to prevent stormwater pollution at this facility because you now know the history and significance of stormwater pollution, how pollutants reach streams, the rivers, and the ocean, how we control stormwater pollution, and the best management practices for reducing stormwater pollution. Thank you for participating in this important environmental health training session. If you have any questions about today's training, contact us at info@relyenvironmental.com.